Again in this particular session. And so far we have covered most of the sessions related to the C# that we are going to implement in our test automation project. There are few more concepts that are we left with, and in the couple of sessions, maybe today and tomorrow, we will try to wind up the things. So today I am going to discuss, first I would like to discuss about uh, the base keyword in C#. This keyword we already have discussed, and we'll see it more practically when we'll implement some C# framework and all. Then we'll use this keyword, and there is one more keyword called base keyword. So this keyword is used to invoke the child class of variables or methods, and the base is used for the parent. So let's look into this practically. So to understand this concept, let me create one folder. So we have constructor console. Let's add. Where is the add? Okay, add is over here, folder, and give a good name. Let's like base keyword. Yeah. So now we will understand like what is base keyword, how to use that, when to use, what are the practical uses, what is the purpose of base keyword. Okay. So in order to understand that, here is my folder that I recently created. So you see these folder will get arranged automatically based upon the naming convention. Just like B is just above everyone, then C, E, yeah, based on the name. Order would be defined for these folders. Okay, let's go and add in class inside this base keyword folder. My class name would be, let us say, display class there, or something else. Let's take a good example. Okay, let's create base class. Okay, this is my parent class, or we can say base class. Sorry, super class. Okay, now inside this class I have an variable. Let us say integer timeout is equal to 100. Got it? Just defined a variable inside class. This is called class variable. And let me create one method.
Aniket, somehow the screen is again locked over here.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me share it up. Let me know once it's visible to you guys. The Visual Studio is visible to you. Can you hear
Uh,
me?
yes, still I'm getting a blank screen over here.
Uh, okay. So, Jasti, are you able to see my screen? आपको दिख रही है मेरी screen?
No, only black
No.
screen.
Okay. Maybe I have shared the wrong. Good from my side. Yeah. Let me know if it's visible. Then we can proceed.
Yeah, now able here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am able to see
Okay.
the
Okay.
screen.
Okay. So I hope you can see the timeout. So it was just a timeout for 100 seconds. The code works. Okay. Okay. Let's create one more method. My method name is please be on mute. Public display method is there. Let's create. What we need to display is just print. It's called page display. Okay, yeah. So here it's my parent class. Page, the name of class is page, in which I have defined a variable and created one method. Let's create a derived class or a child class of this page class. The name can be anything, home page or login page. Let us say login page. Okay, I have created one more class. So this basically this is the child of this page. So how to make this child? Just extend by using this particular symbol, extend the page class. So now page is my parent and login page is the child. This child class also have an variable, similar variable, just like integer, just like we have over here. Timeout is 100. Inside the child as well, we have timeout is 200. This is the local variable of child class. You again say,
Hello, Aniket, can you please share the screen once?
I already have shared the screen. Is it not
I'm
visible to you?
able to see it. Yeah, I'm able to see the screen. You created a page class. Can you please check? Because someone has called me and I got disconnected earlier.
Okay, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
So I
Page class. Okay.
just created two classes. One is page class and other one is login page. Page is my parent class in which there is a single variable and single method. Right? Variable name is timeout and the method name is display.
Hmm.
Similarly, I have created a child class. So how to make login page as the child? Just extend by using this double dot keyword, write the parent class name over here. That means this child class is extending the property of parent class, right? That we
Yes.
already have discussed many times. So now login page is my child class and page is my parent class. Just like these concepts that we have discussed so far. Now inside the child as well, I have a local variable, class variable called integer timeout is 200. The same variable is present inside the parent as well. Okay. Now inside the child, I am creating one more method. Let us say public void login info. Okay. I have this method inside my child class login info, and let's print this. The name is it's called login info method. Login info method, right? And you can create one more method inside child. Let us call that and create it like public void get timeout. Okay. Inside the get timeout method, let's print the timeout. Timeout. So this timeout. Okay, I'm just printing directly over here. Okay. So if I want to print these values, just like login info method and timeout, what should I need to use if I want to call this method? So these are non-static methods. So if I want to call somewhere these methods, then I need to have one man method, right? A class where I need to have one man method, and inside the man method, I need to create the object of login page class, and then only I can print all these values, right? So let's create one more class, or we can say the test class that we used to create in most of the examples. So let's create a test class called test page. So inside the test page, let's create one man method, right? Public static void man. Okay, in the upcoming session, we will discuss the string manipulation, and the last topic would be the access modifiers like internal and public, all those things. Okay, so first let's set the startup object. This should be test page. Okay, yep. Inside this, let me create the object of login page class. Login page LP is equal to new login page. Correct? Now, by using this object reference LP, I can create the method that has been defined inside login page class, right? So let me call LP dot one method that we have, that is called login info. Or first let's call get timeout. Okay, we have called this. So now my question is that which variable will be called? Just like we have timeout method over here. So this timeout, which method variable will get printed? The child or the parent? Inside the parent, we have value of timeout is 100. Inside the the child, the value of timeout is 200. So which one should get printed in this case? The answer is very simple. The preference would be given to the child one, right? So obviously, if I am directly calling over here, then the preference should be given to the child one, and the child should get printed. Okay. So to view this, let's run it and see the output. Okay, let's wait. Okay, is there any error? Exited with code 0 program. What is the error? Something else. Okay, that's my code. Let me run it. I was doing something, so I changed some configurations. Mm, alright. Okay, let me again check that object. Startup object should be the test page, right? Base keyword and test page. This is correct. And we have login page class, man method. Let me debug this. There are some configurations level issues. Yes, we made it correct. So this is getting executed. The problem is that we are not able to see the console output. There is no error. Just my code enable. Okay. So guys, I was doing some R&D with the console. So yeah, so the output is correct that we are getting, but the thing is, we are not able to see the console window in which we need to print the output, right? So let me check the type of the project quickly. It should be console. Output type should be console application. Now let me execute this. Yeah, now, okay. Okay. So I'll also teach you like what is class library project and the method at the time of C sharp, sorry, the Selenium. Then this project is called like console application project, in which we can see the output in console. There are many type of project that we can create through C sharp, and at the type of Selenium, most probably will create a test project. Okay, there are different kind of packets available inside C sharp. Based on your requirements, you may select. So this is our console application because we want to see the output in console. In some application, you don't need the output in console, right? So where we may create some other projects just like class library or test, anything else. Yeah. Okay. So let's execute this and see the output. Uh, okay. Just a second. Let me write console dot. Yeah. There is no need of this. Okay. That's correct. Okay, now let's see. We just a recap. We have one page class, that is parent class, in which we have timeout, and in display method. Then we created in child class, in which we have single variable that is called timeout is 200, and two methods. One is login info method, and one other one is get timeout method. Okay. Now I'm creating a test page class. Inside the page class, I just created the object of that child class called login page. And now what I'm doing over here, I'm just trying to call one of the method of child class. So this is the method. So my question was, which timeouts will be get preferences? Which timeout should get printed first? That login page timeout or page? So the preference would be given to that child. So if I'm calling this, then the child 200 should get printed. So let's execute it and analyze the output, whether we are getting the correct output or not. Okay. So this is my console window, and I should get 200. Yeah, I got 200 over here. Correct. So my output is correct. This 200 got printed because I am using the inside this right line. Now, my requirement is that by using this statement, if I want to print the 100, that variable that is available inside page class, then what should I do? What is the way to print this particular line? Okay. So unnecessary, like there is one more process. I can create the object of the page class, and then I can call this. So there would be some unnecessary lines. So there is one more, I would say, functionality available inside the C sharp. That is, we can call this by using, let us say, console dot write line. There is an base keyword available, base dot. As soon as I'll write this dot, then timeout should be there. It's not there. Okay. Yeah, display is there. Timeout should also be there. Let's make it public. Yeah. So that should be public, like default. It should not be default protected. Okay. We'll discuss this public and all. So now I have accessed this by using the base keyword. So what is the use of this base keyword? So this base keyword is used to call the parent class variables, to call the parent class methods and constructor. Okay. So if I'll use simply, if I'll use base and then timeout, then now the time from where this timeout will be printed. Now this timeout is of the parent class. Okay. This like now this is not this 200 particular. Now this 200, this 100 should get printed. If I'll comment this line, okay, and then print. Let me execute it again. It should print. The expectation is 100. Let us see what the output we get, and 100 we have got it. Correct. If I'll not use the base keyword inside this, if I'll simply write it like this, then the local variable will get invoked and get printed to 100. And if I have used base keyword, okay, base keyword dot timeout, then this will call the base class, or the, sorry, the I would say the parent class or the super class. Okay. Got it? Any doubt, any confusion? So this is very simple. Like we use the base keyword and calling the variables of the parent class. That's it. nothing like the big concept and all. Okay. Now we have method is like mm, inside the login page we have get timeout, we have login info, and okay, we have login info method as well. So now just like let's create let's create one more method, or there is one method available inside called display method is there. So this method related to which class? Page class. Page is what, which type of class is page? So page is, you can say, parent class, super class, right? So now inside my login page class, here is my login page class. If I need to access this display, then what should I need to do? Nothing. I can directly call the display. And can I do it? Do I need to create an object? No, I don't need. Why? Because this is then part of the page class, and pages we can say parent. This is also called example of inheritance as well. So here I don't need to create any object and anything. I can directly call the display. Why? Because this is coming from the page, and page is the parent of login page class, right? So if I'll run this for an example inside the this particular method, let us say lp dot login page class, login info class method, and run this. What should I? What should be the output? So you see login info method. This is coming from the login class, right? Login page. This is coming from the child class, and login is coming from the page that means parent. So how it's working? First, uh, the program will come over here, will print this line, then we'll say, hey, display method, one more method is over here that we need to execute called display method. Then the execution will come over here and print this page display line. But now for an example, if I have same name class like overridden class in child as well, let us say the child class also have an display class, public void display. If the display is available over here as well, let us print it login page display. It's saying either use new keyword, okay, because we are what we are doing over here. So over here we are overriding. We can either use the override and virtual keyword. So basically the same class is available inside the child and the same class is available inside the parent, right? So if I need to override it, you can make it virtual, okay, and you can make it override, right? We have used this many times. So this is now we can say overridden class. Got it? Now, if now which method will get called? Like now I have used the display over here. So which display will get printed this time? The display of this page display or the login page display? If I am just calling this particular login info, then which display will get printed?
Login page display will get printed.
Parent or child? Okay, login page display. You mean child?
Yes. Mm.
Okay, okay. Let's print it. If you any confusion, like if you feel difficulty understand the concept, you can stop me in between. Let us see the output. Now you see over here, let's analyze the output. First, the login info method got printed, right? The login info got printed, and now the display is coming from login display. You are correct, right? Because the overridden method will always get the preferences. Now this is login page display is not coming from the parent. So you see, the child will be called. Now my requirement is that if there is some requirement and I need to call the parent class display method, then what should I need to do? Can I use base keyword with this method as well? Let us say base.a. Can I do like this? Yes, I can do like this. So which you can see the base display is called over here. This time, which display should get printed? Let us see. Let us analyze the output parent or child. This time the parent is coming, right? Why the parent got printed? Because we have used the base keyword this time, correct? We have used the base keyword. That means this child will not be effective in this case. If I have used the base keyword, whether it's a method or whether it's a variable, in all of the cases, the preference would be given to the parent class. Got it? Any confusion, any doubt, Aswini and Justice Sopa? Just give me your confirmation thumbs up then. Okay. No, like response means no question. Okay. Now,
Yeah, no questions from my side.
okay. So now let's create the constructor of page class. Okay. How to create a constructor? What in the concept of constructor concept there is a folder called what kind of constructor, default constructor, parameterized constructor, all those we have discussed.
Yeah,
So how to create the
we directly create a class, name of the class as a
yeah, name of the class
like
should be
method.
same as right. So this is my constructor. What kind of constructor is this?
Default constructor.
Yeah, default constructor or zero parameterized constructor.
Zero one. Yeah.
This is my default constructor. And let's create one more constructor called, I need to create one parameterized constructor. Let us say I have integer a. This is called parameterized constructor, right? And let us print the value of a. And so on, like you may create multiple constructor if that is required. Okay. So this is how you can create. This is my one parameter constructor, and you may create two parameterized, whatever you have requirement. You may print it like a and b. Okay, this is to let's print a plus b. Okay, now I have created. I page is my parent class or the super class of all the classes. For that, I just created some constructor. So this is my default constructor. The name of the constructor will be same as the class name, and there is some value that I'm printing over here. Okay. Now let's create constructor in child class. Just like I have created the constructor in page class. Similarly, if I need to create the constructor in login class as well. So how that would be done? It's simple. Simply you can create just like you did for the page class. Public login page. Okay. This is my default constructor of the login page class. Okay. Now, if I have written like this, okay. So if I'm calling like this, then if I use base keyword over here, can I use it right like this? Can it be written like this? No. Use keyword base is not valid in this context, because I cannot write like this parenthesis. Okay, I cannot write like this parenthesis. If I need to give 10 or 20, then this will not work. But let us, if I'll execute this, if I'll execute this particular line of code again, just like I have created the object of this login page class, and I'm just calling these methods. Let me execute it again and try to analyze the output. Okay, so you see what is happening over here. Yeah, as soon as I created the child class constructor internally, this is calling the default constructor of parent class, right? And then printing all the values. So you should remember this. This is also kind of base functionality. Like as soon as you will create the child class constructor, then the parent constructor will, like if you have created this default constructor, then the default constructor will get invoked. If you will create the parameterized constructor, then the parameterized constructor will get invoked. Okay, so these, they're kind of like three things you can achieve if you will go to the Google and type, let us say, base keyword in C sharp. Okay, so you see Microsoft, you can refer the Microsoft docs. Okay, and inside the Microsoft doc, this is called the base keyword is used to access member of the base class from within a derived class, right? Base is my parent class. Call a method to the base class that has been overridden by any another method. Specific base class constructor should be called when creating instance of the derived class, right? This is the point we are achieving. Specific base class constructor should be called when creating instance of the derived class, right? So the specific base class constructor, which one? Default constructor is getting invoked. So these three things are being achieved. There are lots of tutorials available as well. Everyone should give the same definition. We can achieve three things by using the base keyword. You can, within the instance method, C sharp base keyword is used to access fields, the timeout, constructors that we just did, and methods, the display method of the base class, right? The first line itself explains everything that we have achieved, right? So this is the thing that we can achieve. So I always prefer the Microsoft Docs. They are very good documentation. Everything is there in details. And if you are comfortable with the concept, then you can do that. Okay. So I just created that like constructor of the child class. Then by default, the parent or the base constructor got invoked. Okay. So this is how like we need to use. So if I'll say the use of base keyword, I can say base keyword is used to call or invoke the first is base or parent class variables or fields, right? And the second use of base keyword is, base is always, remember, the base is small, like b is small in base. Okay. And another use was parent class, would say methods. And third is to invoke parent class constructors, right? These are the main use of this. Okay. And in Selenium as well, we will somehow we will use, not very frequently, but yeah, in some cases at the time of framework designing, we will use this base keyword. So you just understand the concept. How to use this in the Selenium, we'll do it later. But the concept is very simple. By using the base keyword, base is related to the base class or parent class. And inside the child class, if you want to access the base class methods, variables, and constructor, then you just need to use the base keyword, right? Okay, so this was a small topic. And this keyword we already have covered, and we'll more talk about this keyword when, like, this is very simple. But if we are using the base keyword, then the parent will get invoked, and if you'll use this keyword, then the child will get preferences. Okay, instead of the parent. This is very simple. You can just like I'm googling, you can do it. Base and this keyword in C sharp. There is the Microsoft Docs. Can see difference. There are lots of things available over here, but like no need to look into everything. My content that I'm giving to you is enough. You don't need to go and do Google anything, otherwise you may get confused. So whatever I am teaching you is enough for you to crack any interview, to build your concepts, and to implement in real time in your framework or company. Okay. Now, so this was that for related to the base keyword. Now we are going to start like some concepts related to the string manipulation. Okay, so where is my C sharp concepts? Oh, there are so many classes. So let's create a separate folder. Inside the separate folder, give a good qualified name that is called string concepts. Okay, and inside the string concept, let's create a class called, what would be the name of my class? Can be anything. Let us say string manipulation. Manipulation means how we, if I have a string, what are the various ways that I can use a string? Okay, that are like what are the different operations that I can perform with a string kind of values. That is called string manipulation. Okay, for an example, I have a string. Let us say string s is equal to this is C sharp Selenium core, and everyone is so happy. Okay, this is a string. I know. So what is the string? I have told you. So what is the string? String is a class or primitive, non-primitive data type. What is it? So string is in class in C sharp, right? If you will mouse over to this, just like then you can see class system.string. What is the parent class of the string class? System class. You see system.parent. So always remember string is an, okay, it's data type as well. It's used like a data type, but basically string is a class in C sharp, right? For an example, you have defined an integer value, just like inside the base class you define integer. If you will mouse over to the integer, then what is it? It's like a struct type of or read only value. It's represent 32-bit signed integer. But if you will mouse over to that string, then what is it's coming from the system class and basically class in C sharp. Okay. So what is it? String, like you have inside this you have everything. There are multiple characters. So in a layman language, can I say that string is a collection of multiple characters, right? There are different characters. This is C sharp, Selenium, course, happy. So string is basically a collection of multiple characters, right? We have used the string so far in our course many times. And like in every example, we have used integer and string. So we can define a string like this. So now there are various methods, there are various ways through which we can perform different operation on a string. There are some inbuilt methods inside the string class. The string class provides lots of methods. By using those methods, we can manipulate this particular statement. Okay, okay, and we can perform different operations. Just like for an example, if I want to know the length of this particular string value, then what should I need to do? So there is an inbuilt method available inside link. Just let us print. If I'll write it like s dot, this s represents my string, this s. If I'll write s dot, okay, mhm, just a second, s dot, why it's showing me string dot. Okay, if I need to print it, let me create one man method as well. Public static void man. I can directly write it like this. Okay. Okay, let me add the object references, startup object, string manipulation. Okay. String dot, you can see as soon as I write s dot, then there are lots of methods, aggregate, all, any, append. You see methods. These methods are already defined by C sharp inside the string class. So are we creating the string class? No, string class is already being created by C sharp. We are just using that. Okay, string class is already there. Where is it? Here is the string class of C sharp, right? String. These are the parent class. You can see the double dot. That means these are the parent of basically inheriting. These are multiple or multi-level inheritance that internally C sharp is being achieving, and there are some methods called string empty and this length, various implementation that C sharp provide related to the string. Okay, now we don't need to worry about that because we have to use some specific or limited methods. Just like if I use string dot length, then what this should do, you can see the number of characters in the current string. This will return the number of the characters in the current string. Okay, so if I want to know that how many characters are there inside this string, characters just like t, h, I, s, there are 4 characters inside this. Okay, so let me print this. And let us see whether it's how many characters would be there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Space is also kind of character. Blank space, 5, 6, 7. I think there should be more than 40 characters. Let's print this. Okay, and will I get the correct output or not? I should get the length of the string, and that should be 51, correct? If you will calculate it manually as well, then you will find the length of this entire string should be 51, right? So internal inside the memory, how this is being stored. Okay, so this is being stored like this. Okay, in small packets of the characters, just like we have. Okay, in indexes. In indexes, line would be like this, everything, and that, and it would be stored like. Okay, and yeah, over here t would be over here, then h, I, okay, and then happy, p, p, y. So yeah, the total length would be 51. Just we calculated this, and the index would always start from the 0, right? So the t is on 0th index. The value of 0 is t, and this would be your 50th index, the end index, and the total length would be 51. Got it? So this is like character array interface, we can see. So this is how you need to, if someone say, hey, what is the length of your string? There might be some scenarios in Selenium as well where we need to get the length of the character. Okay. And there are some more things that you may need to identify, just like, for an example, if you want to get what is there, just like we have 51 indexes, or we can say total length of characters inside this. What is that? What is the character at the positions just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? What is the character at 9 position? So how to calculate that? Let us say console dot write line. Simply like s and use the indexing these can, and provide that, just like if you want to calculate what is there at the ninth position. Okay, this will start from the 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then this has or she should get printed. Let us see, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then at the ninth position, at the ninth index, hash should get printed. Let us see. The length should be 51 and the S9 should be hash or what. Okay. So heads we got the hash value. That means at the ninth position inside the string, we have hash. Okay, you may need to calculate in the real time as well. In some scenarios, in manual testing as well, we need to verify. There is some like value, just like total. There is a statement called total 25 record inserted or passed. So we need to verify the count of 25, right? So we will eliminate the starting keyword called total and the add count, and we will pick 25 and we will verify it, right? The message is like total 24 or 25 records should be passed, like that. Got it? So yeah, this is how we need to manipulate the string. You got an entire string and then you need to perform some action so that you can customize that string according to your needs. Just like your need is that you want to calculate what is the value of the character at ninth position, then you can calculate it by like this. So the hash will get printed C sharp. Okay. Now similarly, if you want to print just like what is there at 50th position, what should be get printed? My expectation is why should get printed, because this is the last. The 15th index is the last keyword, or we say character. Let's execute it, whether we are correct or not. Why get printed, right? That means this is how we can use this. And if I say write console dot write line as, let us say 0, then what will get printed? T. The capital T should get printed because 0 means the first index. The character of the first index is T. Okay. What if I write it like this? Hey, I want to print the 51st index. Is this possible? We have indexes from 0 to only 50, but 51 is not there. So what we will get this time? We'll get any exception and string out of range or a string out of bound exception or some error, whatever, what kind of things we are going to get. Let's execute it and see the tunnel, analyze it. Because 51 index is not there, so we got index out of range exception. Hey, he's saying, hey, you are exceeding from your range. Index out of range exception. Got it? Let me cross this. Right? So you will always get index out of range exception. If you will try to get the values that are not available inside this particular, the length is only from 0 to 50, and you are trying to get the value up at the 51st position, then it's not possible. So you will get the index out of range exception. So how to handle the exception? Using try catch block, right? If you remember the last class, Aswini. Okay. Now, for an example, if I use, let us say, console dot write line s, if I use it like this, s dot minus 1, then what should be my output? If I'll call s1, then this should get printed. H means 0 and 1. And if I'm using h1, then what should be my output? Let us look into this. Again, you got the extend index out of range exception. Correct? That means you cannot go out of the range. The range is from 0 to 50, and you always need to define the value between 0 to 50. You cannot go in the negative as well as in the positive higher than 50. Okay, again, you going to face the index out of range exception. Okay, now for an example, if you want to, just like you have calculated uh, that what is the value of my character at this position at this index. Now, if you want to get the index of, just like s, what is the index of at which index this s is present? For now, you are calculating what is there, what is the value or what is the character at 0 index or 50th index or 9th index. Now, vice versa, if you want to achieve what is the index of C, what is the index of A, means at which position A is present. So to achieve that, you can do it like that. S dot, there is one method inside string that is called index of, yeah, index of, index of method is over there. So by using this method, so what is the value this will take, the index of, this is like an overloaded method. There are 9 plus overloads. You just need to define a character value, just like if, hey, I want to get the index of C, what should be the output? Then, like, this is available at 8th position from the starting, from the 0 it's to that position. So my expected output should be 8. Okay, is it correct? Let's look into
Yeah,
this.
I think this is here is a small tree and you can see
Mhm.
small C is also there. You have searching for and capital C is also there. So I think it will not even
Could you please come again?
the capital letter C is present in the string and you are
Yeah, yeah.
searching
So,
for
yeah, yeah, I'll explain you that. If this is capital, then the same capital letters would be over here as well. You can ignore that. There is some methods available to ignore that, ignore case and all. We'll discuss that later. But if this is correct, this is C, then this capital, this should also be in the capital. This is what your question was.
yes, yes.
If we'll use the small C over here, then we'll get the incorrect output. Let's discuss both the capital and small. Okay. Now, for an example, if I'll run this, then we should get 8. Okay. Did we get the correct output? Yes, we got it. We got the 8. Okay. Any question? I think this is clear. I got your question, like what if we need some mismatch value, which is capital and we define small, then yeah, there is different kind of output that we'll get. Look into this right away. Okay. So for an example, instead of C, if I want to get the index of, let us say, y, what should be there? Should be 50, right? Y is at the end, so we should get 50 over here. Oh, we got the correct. So yeah, this is correct. So this is showing 35. Why it's showing 35? Because before y there is one more y available inside this. This is called everyone. That means we are getting 35 over here. So always remember, the point over here is that first first occurrence of y, right? So the 35, this is available at the 35th of index. That's why this method will always return the first occurrence of y. Okay. Now, like what you need to do if you have to, like, calculate the second occurrence of y, how you will achieve that? If you need to, just like if you need to get the index of this, so there are multiple ways. Just like console dot write line, just like you see, there are just like you can in s dot index of, So index, inside the index you can define it like this also. Just like if you want to get the index of y and index of y and this y starting from 35th of position. Okay, this like there are multiple index of methods available inside a string class. Some are with zero parameter, some are with single parameter or argument, and this is accepting two arguments, right? This is called method overloading. This is also index of method with single argument, and this is also method or index of with multiple arguments. That is method overloading is there inside the string class, right? So if I am defining 50 over here, that means the character why we want to that we want to font the index, and starting index 35 is my starting index, means from here, or let us say from 35 index I want to, this is my 35th index, like everyone, this is my 31st index. From here I want to get that first occurrence of y. So let me execute it, see the output. Again you're going to get this will, okay, let me execute it again, let's go. Yeah, so yeah, this will again going to see me the output would be 35 again, because my starting character is 35th, right? This is my 35th character, and if I'll again run this, then I'll get the output as 35. My output is correct, 35 indexes, because this 35 index itself is an y, right? But what if I'll start looking into the string for y character from 36th position, from here, okay, from here at what position the I would be there, at the end, like at the 50th position. Sorry. So if I'll execute this, then this time I should get the 50. Let's check it out whether we are correct or not. Yeah, this time we got 50. Why? Because over here this is searching the index y from 0 to 50. But now inside the second case that we have taken, this will skip the first 36 characters, and from the 36 character itself, this is going to locate that first occurrence of y, and this is or 50, right? You got it. Is there any question in this? Did you get it? Like this will skip the first 36 character till here, the first 35 will this will skip, and from here this will start locating, and the at, like at which position, 50th position this is there, and we got the correct output. But you don't think like you don't, it pretends the hard coded value to me. Like tomorrow, let us say someone came and say hello, added an keyword. Just like someone came and say we got this time we are getting some text from a page, and the page is like changed. Hello is a new keyword introduced inside this system. So all my value will get changed. The value of C, the value of Y. That's okay. That we will get the correct output always. For an example, the first occurrence would always be the correct at which position. But this may be, this seems to be hard coded, because now let me execute it. Okay. Now the C is correct. Yeah, we have like the C is at which position. Okay, now for at 14 position is there, that's okay. And now you see we are getting the incorrect output for the y. The first occurrence of y is 41, and again like this is showing 41. So this is hard coded. So how to get the value of c would always be correct. Okay, this time 8, and in this case that would be some different value, but that would be correct value, because this was the first occurrence of c, and the first occurrence of y would also be the same. Just like over here we are getting 35, and this time the occurrence of y has been changed, and this is 41 or something else, but this value will be wrong. Now we didn't get the second occurrence. We are again getting the first occurrence like 41. So how to get rid of this? Like you can use it like this: index of y, and again write the first occurrence, index of y. What is the first occurrence of y? Just like y, and use +1. So there is a standard. This is not the hard coded value this time. So this will give you the first occurrence of y, and this is going to give uh, like 41 or whatever. And this line of code is going to give you the second occurrence of 5. Right? Let me remove this hello. The value of here we should get like 35 as we are getting, and the second like 50 we should get. So always remember, we not need not to use the hard coded values to get the indexes. So this is the fundamental. Hey, if you want to get the index of this, then inside the argument pass the first occurrence +1, right? Whatever, just like over here, we defined the 36, right? We were defined the 31st values, 36, right? Index of 36. So what is 36? First index +1, right? This is how we get the second occurrence 36. Am I right or wrong? So what is 36? The first index means, what is the value of first index? It's 35 +1. So the same way we have defined over here, the index of first occurrence +1. Okay, let's execute it and analyze whether the output is correct or not. We should get the 50. Yeah, 35 and 50. Is that correct? Okay, Aswini, Najasi, did you get that? How to achieve this dynamically without using the hard coded value?
Yes, I have got this.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Now, if I define something like this that you propose, like small and capital, or some value that is not available inside this. If I'm trying to locate some character that is not available over here, for an example, trying to locate, let us say, what is the value of x? So what should I'll get over here? Will I get any exception or null or whatever? So So the C sharp is designed in such a way that if there is any kind of wrong value or incorrect value that we are trying to identify that is not available inside that particular boundary of the string, then the output should it throw is like -1. Okay, let's execute it. There is no as such error or no exception. The output would be, this is the like internal designing of C sharp. If you are defining some wrong character, then the output would be -1. Similarly, just like this was your question, if I have took this C as in capital, if I'll put it in small letters, so let us say, do you have any small c inside this? Otherwise it will show the output. No, there is only, we have only a single C character, and that is in capital letters, but we are trying to identify an index of an I will say character that is small in nature, so that is not available inside the entire string boundary. So let's execute, and yeah, we can expect the output as -1. That's correct, right? So yeah, by using these outputs, we can build our logic in Selenium as well. Just like there might be some messages. Okay, just like there is a requirement called string in Selenium, just called message is equal to, after login, this is showing me a message on homepage, welcome admin. Okay, so welcome admin. Now we need to verify that whether this got printed. Let me, can we use string type of values also inside this? You see, returns 0 based index position of value if that character is found -1, and it's not. Okay. So yeah, we can verify like something if ss dot we can verify index of, let us say, a, okay, is greater than 0, then console dot write line pass. We can write anything like this is a simple example, but when this test case will get passed, if that means the a is available, the a is present somewhere at somewhere, that means admin is there inside this text. That's how we can like make it true and false. And if the admin would not be there, welcome admin would not be there, and a character is not there inside this, then the test case would get failed. Okay. So this is how we can use this, and this is very important topic, guys. Most of the time we have to manipulate the things. We'll get the string as an output. We are getting some text from the page and verifying, hey, this text is correct or not. Do some operations. Yeah. Now there are some other methods as well, some string manipulations methods as well, just like console dot write line. You have a string, right? String dot. If you want to make it into that lower cases, then the to lower method is available over here. So what this to lower method will do, this will convert the entire line of string inside the lower cases. Okay. And there is one more method, as dot to upper. So the functionality of these methods is just opposite. This will convert the entire line or the entire string into an lower cases. Similarly, this the to upper will convert the entire line of string inside the upper cases. Let's execute it and check whether the things are in correct direction or not. Right? This is interesting, guys. Whatever we are studying, right? This, you see, everything is small now. The C and C sharp, this keyword, everything is in small now. And by using the to upper, everything is in capital now. This is C sharp. Yeah, there might be some requirement. There should be you need to verify something. Okay, so you have this value inside your Excel sheet. Hey, you should get output like this, but in the real time application, the value is like this. So sometime you need to ignore it. Like, I don't care whether my output is in lowercase or in uppercase. That should be correct. Like, that should be match. I don't care like if that is in small or capital. So at that time, what will you do? Either you will convert both of the output, the actual result and expected result, either in capital or in small letters. You will first convert and then will compare. Otherwise, if you will compare the small with the capital, then the output would be incorrect. The wrong output or the false you will get in the if condition. But before comparing, if you have converted both either in small or in capital, then you are comparing these string values. This time you are definitely going to get a correct answer. Got it? The practical use of it. So this is how the value will get printed. And some more operations you can perform. Let us say, let me create one more string. S is equal to, let us say there is page, and in on the page there is some text mentioned. The text is like that. let us say today is Saturday, right? This kind of text is over there. The S is showing error on S because this S we already have used. Let us say S2. Okay, today is Saturday. So we, for an example, we have get this text from some website, but I need to compare this or I need to use this. I don't want these spaces beyond the boundary of this text. I need to remove this. How to do that? So inside the string, let us say console.writeLine. Inside the string, there is a method called s2 dot trim method is there, right? So this trim method, what will do? This will remove the white spaces from the corner, from the starting corner, from the end corner. This will not going to remove the in between white spaces. Always remember the trim method. There is one more process or one more method is over there to remove the entire spaces, but the trim method will remove the boundary white spaces. Got it? They remove the spaces from the corner. If you simply write like this, just like the console.writeLine, let us say S2. This is directly you are printing this without removing the corner spaces, and the trim is to remove the spaces. Okay, let's have a quick look at the output. Okay, and yeah, you see this is got printed with some unnecessary white space values, but this is correct. There is no boundary spaces this time. Got it? Okay, and yeah, there are some other processes as well. Just like you need to replace something. For an example, you are working on some site, your real-time applications, where some date of birth is there. Can I just give me a second? Yeah. Okay. So let us say you have string dob is there. The format is date of birth is like a 01 and 01. Let us say 1985. Okay, like that. The dob is over there. But your requirement is that you don't want the date of birth in this format. Your requirement is that, hey, according to the requirement, you need to convert in this format 0101 and 1985, right? You want to convert basically into this format. So how you gonna do that? Very simple. There is one more inbit method. Let us say first let's print this dob, right? And now one more method available inside C sharp related to the string manipulation. Hey, you have a string called dob. Dob is my string. Dot replace, right? Replace method is over here. Okay. So inside replace, just define the actual character. So the character, old character and new character inside the definition you can see. The old character is like this. I want to remove this character with the new character is like this, right? Now my this particular line of code, the slash should be removed with the forward slash, right? Let's quickly look into this. Okay, come on. Yep. You see the output. This is 1195 with this and with forward slashes. Got it? Any confusion, guys? Is it interesting? Is it okay? Are you getting it? Just see any comment.
Yes, we are getting it.
So I guess there are few more advanced concepts related to this string manipulation, like this. There is like in which memory this is getting stored. I want to explain you that as well. Like there is called string concept pools. Where are these things called maintained? So I would like to prefer a separate single session for that. Maybe can we conduct it tomorrow as well? So tomorrow we are just left with basically two sessions. One is the string manipulation pending methods, and another one is that like access modifiers. Just I told you that internal and all. So can we have a directly session tomorrow as well? So I think this is enough. You will get enough time as well today. Otherwise, if you want, then I can continue. But I don't want to stop that session in between. Otherwise, I again need to start it from scratch. So it's good to have a fresh session. What is your thought?
We can have a session tomorrow around 3. It is with 3 or 4. I will let you know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Then I'm stopping the recording over.